Thank you, Madam Chair. I had one more question I want to get to, ran out of time in the first round, and it was related to Indian country and economic prosperity. Congressman Zinke, you've been a great partner working together on behalf of Indian country. Well, there's fighting to enact the Blackfeet water settlement, and I think it's important for all of us to realize that that was approved by the Montana legislature 7 years ago. And with your leadership in the House, the work we did here in the Senate, we came together and got that passed in December. That is a monumental effort. It was a great win for the Blackfeet tribe, and it's an example, I think, of the partnership that we have had going forward here to help Indian country. You have been a champion in fighting on behalf of the Crow tribes, as you mentioned here in that last exchange, their sovereign right to develop their coal resources. And as you said in your testimony, the unemployment rate in Crow country will go north of 90% if they lose those jobs. You've been fighting for federal recognition for the Little Shell tribe. The bottom line is Indian country should be very excited to have you in their corner as the next Secretary of the Interior. My question is, tell us what you have done to help bring economic prosperity to Indian country.
Great question. You know, not enough. As you know, Montana's an awful big state. The first thing I've done is visited and been around and look at the tribes. And again, they're not monolithic. The challenge in the Fort Peck tribe, a lot of drugs from the Bakken, and to a degree, the Fort Peck tribe is very maternalistic. They rely on the mothers and grandmothers to kind of the fabric of the tribe. When drugs have gone inside, and they've created havoc where maybe one generation or two generations has been at risk of that. And that's caused enormous upheavals in the culture of the tribe, as well as opportunity, economic opportunity. Not everyone lives in an area where you can develop casinos. A lot of the Montana tribes are isolated, so they rely on their resource-centric on there. There's a couple exceptions. But first, I think, is to understand and respect, is go to the tribes and empower. Figure out what a specific tribe needs. What are the hurdles? This is a challenge. And this is why BIA is so important, to get really good people in BIA that are willing to sacrifice and stay late and come to work early. And it's been attempted multiple times before without a lot of success, I would say. So, you know, talking to the great nations is you got to listen and develop a plan with the tribes, because again, not every tribe has been are the same. Tribal health care is an issue. Tribal education is an issue. Prosperity, self-determination, and this is an issue that we should all care very deeply about on it, because it is important. From a military point of view, I'm adopted as Assiniboine. Michael Bell was a SEAL. I put him through training at Assiniboine. I went home on break and was stabbed in the back and killed on the reservation. A needless, pointless, painful death of a warrior. And in a lot of tribes, being a military member has standing. Every time you go in and do either a powwow or a ceremony, the military members always come in first. And here lies an opportunity for the military to help these tribes become leaders and go back to the different tribes and form the basis for lifting themselves and having self-determination. So I think there's an opportunity for military. I think there's an opportunity in DOI and looking at our trail systems. Of my wife, this was sat on the landing team, and real quickly, is that the landing team on the VA looked at opportunities for homeless veterans and veterans to do cemetery repair. They have a whole program to it. A lot of it is be in the right uniform, show up on time. I think that program can be looked at in the DOI of our trails. You know, we're way behind in maintenance of our trails. A lot of the Indian cultures have a strong tie to our trail systems, to our land, and it's a metric. A trail system starts in one point, ends in another part. This is a great opportunity for our Indian nations to participate in a program that'll get them out and work. But you have to work together with the tribes, and they have to have buy-in.
I think, and I'll wrap up with a comment, the perspective you will bring to this job when you are confirmed as a Montanan living in the shadows of Glacier National Park. Actually, you were born near Yellowstone National Park and grew up near Glacier National Park. But I think what you also bring is your military background. When we talk about Indian country, the Native Americans have the highest percentage veteran populations of any ethnic group in our country. And having your military service will bring, I think, an added dynamic to help out in Indian country. And with the BIA, where we have these men and women, you mentioned the story of Mr. Bell, but these men and women who come home from serving overseas with security clearances, and then it takes us a year and a half to get their clearances. They want to get involved in law enforcement back on the reservation, and the BIA takes 12, 18 months to clear them when they already had a security clearance fighting for their country overseas. When we have all the drug problems and crime problems in the reservation that they could help by having more law enforcement. We have open head count there. You can do a lot to help Indian country, and I'm grateful they're going to have a champion there as their new Secretary of the Interior.
I look forward to it.